What's up everyone, this is Dev. Ollama recently launched Ollama 0.5 which provides getting a structured output from LLMs. In this video I am going to demonstrate and teach you how to get the required structured output. As always, I'll use Docker image of Ollama to work with it, and as always I'll use docker compose.yaml file to define the requirements. Now let's start the container. Perfect. The next step is to pull the required model. To pull the model, first we need to get into the container. Great, from here we can pull any model. However, for this video I'll pull Llama 3.2. Alright, pulling a model requires a lot of time. Great. Once you start the container and pull the required model, now it's time to test it by calling the API and getting the structured response. I'll make a post request to localhost port 8080/API/generate with this sample body. The body mentions the model along with a prompt while keeping the stream false. Finally, let's send this API request. There you go. So my prompt was list 5 cities of India with the primary language spoken there, and it gave me an object with cities as key and array as a value. This is what I defined in the structure, and each item of the array has name and primary language. As a tip by Ollama, you should add return as JSON in the prompt to help model understand the request. Now let me explain you how to define the required structure. It starts with declaring a type. The type can be an object, array or string. In case of an object type, you also need to pass properties and required keys. The property will contain all the data required into the object in form of keys. Again, the value of these keys can be an array, object or string. Whereas in the array of the required key, this will contain all the keys which we list in the properties. For now, for this object we just have one key in the properties, that is cities, hence we just have listed cities. Further, for array type you also need to pass items key. The items key contains the value which defines the type of item in the array. Again, it can be an object, array or string. In our case, we require each item of an array to be an object, hence we have also passed properties and required. And because this object has data as name and primary language, we have mentioned name and primary language in the array of required. Lastly, for string type, you do not need to add any extra keys, you just need to mention type string. That's it. And when you pass this kind of structure, you get this kind of output. As we mentioned, the parent object to have key of cities and value as an array, hence the primary object has the key as cities, and as the value of that key we have an array. We mentioned that we need each item of the array to be of type object which has property name and primary language, hence in the array of cities each item is an object which has property of name and primary language. Alright, other than calling the APIs, you can also use Ollama's Python or JavaScript library to get the required structured output. I will link the blog from Ollama which specifies how to get the required structured output by using the library of JavaScript or Python. Alright, that's a wrap. Thank you for watching this video and have a good rest of the day.